Hey everybody, I'm Jesse and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today we're going to talk about whether or not Gen X could survive the apocalypse. And we've got several different flavors of apocalypse, so I'm going to go through them. This episode of Gen X Thinks is just for fun. It's going to be a lighthearted episode, but it's going to pertain to Generation X and some of the apocalyptic scenarios that we've been presented with over the years. The first apocalyptic scenario I'm going to present is zombies. But zombies have different sub-categories to them. Because you've got your walker zombies, your slow, shuffling, brain-dead ones like on Walking Dead. Then you've got your fast, like spider-like zombies, like in video games like Left 4 Dead. And then you've got your mushroom zombies, which are newer. And the first one, the Walking Dead zombies, the slow shuffling ones, I think that would be, for Gen X, that would be like playing a video game on easy mode. It would take a couple weeks for us to get over the fact that the apocalypse was going to be this easy. We actually thought that it would be more difficult than just shuffling slow zombies that we can just walk away from if we want, or we can fight them, whatever. You know, that's easy mode. Walking Dead for Gen X, that's easy mode. So we'd spend the first couple weeks in that apocalypse just partying and laughing. Now the fast zombies from the video games, those are a different story. We'll have to be on our toes, on our P's and Q's with those zombies. Those things are fast and make clicking sounds and stuff. So yeah, that would be tougher. Some of us might not make it through that one. You know, we'd have to be prepared for the video game zombies. They're fast and smart too. The mushroom zombies are kind of like the Walking Dead zombies. The slow ones, they're slow and kind of shuffle around and stuff. There might be different ways you can contract the mushroom zombie virus. Well, the spores. It's not really a virus, but those might be airborne too, so we don't know. So that one might be a little tougher than the Walking Dead flavor of zombie. But still, I would rather face that one than the really super fast skittering zombies. So I'd say the mushroom zombies would be on like normal mode, and then the fast zombies would be on hard mode. Asteroid Impact. That would be a tough one depending on where you were when the asteroid impacted. If it impacted right on top of your head, you know, that asteroid, the initial impact's probably going to take out some Gen Xers. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's not enough prep time for that. You can't prepare enough to survive an asteroid landing on your head. That asteroid's not going to care whether we care or not. You tell that asteroid whatever and see what happens. He's still going to be a pancake after he's done with you. So, but if you're far enough away from the asteroid, then Gen X will have a good chance. The rest of them, the other softer generations, they'll cry themselves to sleep that first night, and then Gen X will just take over. Nuclear Armageddon, nuclear apocalypse, nuclear war. It would have to be an all-out, everybody fire off to cause, like an apocalyptic event. Because, America dropped a couple of nuclear bombs on Japan, and they're okay now. They didn't go back to the Stone Age. They had to rebuild those cities. But if that did happen, that'd be a tough one too. That'd be similar to the asteroid impact. We'd have to survive through a nuclear winter and all that. And then the radiation, that wouldn't be a fun apocalypse. Not like the Walking Dead zombies. That wouldn't be fun. That one would suck. A lot of us probably would survive, depending on where we lived and where the bombs fell, but it would suck living through that. You spend most of your time just trying to find food. Not a big fan of the nuclear apocalypse, I'll tell you right now. No, I don't want that one. An epidemic, along the lines of Stephen King's book, The Stand, or that movie, Contagion, where an epidemic would take out a large part of the population. And this is the one where I think Gen X would really survive, because if you're anything like me, being outside as a kid, being outside almost 90% of the daylight time, doing stuff that we probably weren't supposed to be doing. Me and my brother, we were always catching scorpions and snakes and spiders, whatever, just whatever we could find, messing with them. But then we go back to the house and have lunch. And if my mom did tell us to wash off our hands, we'd run over to the hose and just splash some water on our hands. And we didn't have any antibacterial soap and all that crap. If she thought about it, she might make us use soap. But I know most of the time we didn't even wash our hands. We just ate. Unless they were physically, actually dirty, where you could see that they were dirty, then that would make her tell us to wash our hands. And then you run around, little kid, picking your nose and rubbing your eye and all that stuff with all this foreign material all over your hands from scorpion poison and scorpion sweat or whatever. And just the list of stuff that we came in contact with and then rubbed into our eyes and in our nose and all this is endless. And our immune systems were constantly battling this crap, right? So our immune systems, like I tell my wife, I have a cast iron immune system. I've been sick a few times in my life, but every time there's been something goes around, everybody around me will get really sick and be, having the really horrible symptoms, and I just won't get it at all. And if I do come down with it, I have very mild symptoms. As a rule, I've been twice maybe, I've been really sick in my life, but that's it. No more than that. And I attribute that to the way I grew up, just out in the woods, getting, playing in whatever, and just assaulting my immune system with everything that nature had to throw at it, I threw at it. And I bet a lot of Gen Xers, maybe not to that extent that me and my brother went through, but a lot of Gen Xers were similar, raised in a similar way. So our immune systems are, I would say, the strongest of any living generation today. I don't think that that's even comparable. So I think we've got a good shot at surviving a viral or bacterial epidemic kind of apocalypse. Yeah, we'd be the last one standing. Then we'd have to take charge and rebuild society. Solar flare. I don't know, this might be my favorite one, because a solar flare would just destroy all technology. It would just wipe it out, burn everything. We'd have no lights, no internet, nothing. It would just all shut down and like that. But anyway, a solar flare would just take out all electronics, all electrical, all electricity. It would shut everything down. And depending on, which side of the earth was facing the sun at the time, they would get hit the worst. So if it was daytime here in America, we would get hit the worst, because our side of the world is facing the sun. So it might not affect Asia and Russia over there on that side as badly as us, or vice versa. If it hit over there, it wouldn't affect us as much. That's probably my favorite one, because it wouldn't kill anybody. It would just take out electricity and electrical and send us back to the Stone Age. But then you don't like the idea of other people having other countries still being operational and nothing happened to them, and they would just come over here. Again, I think that Gen X would have to take charge and rebuild society from the Stone Age, because it would go to chaos almost immediately. People would go without water for a few days, and what are you going to do? If they live in a city and there's no water, they're going to start rioting and looting and all that stuff, and that would be broad across the board. It wouldn't be like localized. Everything would be ripped apart in large cities. And it would be Generation X that would that would stand up and take control, and because we were halfway expecting it, then we'd have to take control and rebuild. The younger people aren't going to do it, and the older people will just be too old. Unless it happens when we're the older people, when we're all 80. Yeah, some of us will still be 70 though, so we might be able to we'll still get it done. So we had 7 different apocalypses, but only 2 that I think Gen X wouldn't thrive in. The nuclear war and the fast zombies. The asteroid impact, that would just depend on where you were at the time. If you didn't get impacted, if you didn't get killed in the first impact, then I think Gen X would step up in that one too. So we got a pretty good chance of doing well in the post-apocalyptic world. And I'll leave you there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Tell me your thoughts on why you think we would or would not thrive in a post-apocalyptic environment. If you'd like to support the channel by buying me a cup of coffee, I'll leave the link in the description below. And if you have any ideas that you'd like to see come to life in future episode of Gen X Thinks, please put them down in the comments too. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing, all of my subscribers. I really appreciate you. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.